There are cars and then there are icons. Most vehicles are forgotten the moment a newer model rolls off the line. But every once in a while, something gets built that refuses to be replaced. Something so honest, so itself that decades pass and the world just keeps wanting it. The Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon is one of those things. It starts surprisingly not in a showroom but in a war room. In the year 1972, the Shah of Iran, one of Mercedes-Benz's biggest shareholders at the time, approached the company with a specific request: build me a military vehicle, something that could handle the brutal terrain of Iranian islands, something that didn't care about roads because where it was going, there weren't any. Mercedes turned to Steyr Daimler Puch, an Austrian engineering house with a reputation for building things that simply do not break. Together, they got to work. By 1979, the Gelandwagen, German for cross-country vehicle, was born. And from the very beginning, it was built with one philosophy: function first, everything else second. Three locking differential, a ladder frame chassis, portal axle, serious hardware. The kind of engineering that doesn't get dressed up in marketing language because it doesn't need to. It was a truck, a proper mud-caked mountain climbing truck. Nobody could have predicted what it would become. Through the 1980s and 90s, something quietly began to shift. The G-Wagon found its way into the hands of the military forces, aid workers, and expedition teams across the globe. And somewhere along the way, it caught the eyes of the people who had nothing to do with off-roading. Because here's the thing about the G-Wagon nobody fully planned. It looked mean. It looked important. That boxy silhouette, those round headlights staring back at you like two eyes that have seen things. There was this confidence to it that felt almost arrogant in the best way possible. European royalties started driving them, rock stars, film sets, heads of states. The G-Wagon hadn't changed its clothes. No, it had just walked into a different room. And somehow it was most interesting person there. By the 2000s, the G-Class, as Mercedes officially called it, had become something genuinely rare in the automotive world. A status symbol that actually meant something. Not just I have money, but I have taste. I know history. I chose the one that was built to last forever. Hip-hop culture embraced it. AMG tuned it into a monster. The AMG G63, putting out over 500 horsepower in a body designed before most of its buyers were born. And yet somehow it still felt right. Because the shape never changed. Those door hinges, still on the outside. The spare tire bolted to the back like a badge of honor. That satisfying vote-like thunk when you close the door. The door sound, trademarked, that is how much this car matters. In 2018, after nearly 40 years, Mercedes made a decision that terrified G-Wagon loyalists everywhere. They redesigned it. New interior, modern platform, more refinement, more technology, more comfort. The truck came out, and everyone exhaled, because it still looked like a G-Wagon. It still felt like a G-Wagon. They had somehow managed to bring it into the 21st century without stripping away the soul. That's harder to do than it sounds. Most redesigns kill the magic. This one preserved it. So why is the G-Wagon iconic? Not because of marketing, not because of a celebrity deal or a viral moment. It is iconic because it was built with conviction. It was designed to do one thing: survive anything. And that it did so well. Honestly, the rest of the world couldn't help but fall in love with it. In a world full of machines trying to be everything to everyone, the G-Wagon has always known exactly what it is. A machine built for the end of the road. And somehow, that's the most luxurious thing of all. Follow for more.